I've been taking NMN for a month now, and some things have changed. Hi there, my name is Sue. If you've been following my journey, you'll know that I'm in my early 60s, and I've been eating a carnivore diet for 3 years, trying to sort out some health issues with some mixed results. I've had some really great results on carnivore, but some things have just been a bit stubborn and haven't been resolving, and I've spoken about that in some of my videos. And so this is one of the reasons that I've ended up taking NMN. Now, what actually happened was this company, in particular, they contacted me and they offered to send me some product to try. And this has never happened to me before. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I had a look at their products online, had a look at their website, and they looked pretty good, like pretty impressive. Their products are all focused on longevity, and they are third-party tested. They're made in the USA. They have their certificates of analysis for every batch online, so you can put your bottle's batch number in and check out its purity. They don't add any flow agents or additives or GMOs or anything like that to their products. So they have quite a good range of products, all of these different substances that are supposed to help with longevity. And one of them is NMN. So NMN isn't something that I didn't really know anything much about it, and it wasn't something that I ever planned on taking. But when I had a look at their website, I saw the NMN, and I'd seen a lot of ads for NMN had kept popping up in my Facebook feed and on my YouTube channel and that sort of thing. And I remember kind of thinking, what is this NMN? And having a bit of a look to see what it was. And I was just like, But then when they contacted me, and because they had other products that I wanted to try that I did know a little bit about, I thought, well, okay, I'll try some of their products and see what they're like. Okay, so I asked them to send me NMN and a couple of other products. And so when I decided to take the NMN, I thought, right, I'm only going to take this. I'm not taking anything else with it. So NMN was the only supplement that I was taking. And I started taking it a month ago. So it's pretty much a month ago today. Now, what I found since I've started taking it is that I have had no diarrhea. None. Zilch, zero. And that has never happened before, not for a whole month. I've had phases since I've been on carnivore, probably over the last 18 months, where I might do a week or two with no diarrhea, and I think, yes, it's cured, and then it's back again. And if I tried new supplements, or if I tried changing my diet, like every time I tried to drop plants out of my diet, the diarrhea would come on bad, and always has done for the whole 3 years. It didn't matter. When I very first started on carnivore, I had diarrhea anyway, and it just got worse, way worse. And even though I stayed off plants initially for a few months, and it didn't go away, like the diarrhea just did not quit. And so I ended up going back to having some plants because I found that they made a difference. I don't know whether the fibre bound things up a little bit or what. It didn't cure it, but it helped. And so each time that I've tried to go onto the lion diet or BBBE and drop all the plants out, the diarrhea would come back and it just wouldn't stop. And so this is the first time, because I've been eating no plants for the last probably 3.5 weeks, because I decided I was going to go onto the GAPS diet, a version of the GAPS diet, and I had planned to go to the really strict version of GAPS, but I haven't had to do that because things had just improved. I did a video last week, and I'll link to that video below, where I went through some scientific studies on NMN because I want to learn more about it, because I'm quite intrigued. It's making changes in my body that I know it's making changes in my body. So there are animal studies that show that it has benefits for the gut and the microbiome, and it has benefits for insulin resistance and all of these things. And so that was why I wanted to try it, was for the insulin resistance, because I am trying to resolve that, because my weight isn't shifting. It's moving very, very slowly over the 3 years, but I've still got a lot of weight to lose, and my insulin, fasting insulin, has still been too high. So the blood glucose issues have been a thing. And so that was one of the reasons I wanted to try it, because I have tried other supplements like berberine for this, and they just wreck my gut. I can't take them. I just end up with diarrhea and just crook from them. Looking into the NMN, in my video we were talking about it, I explain kind of how it works. So it increases NAD in our body, and NAD is required by all of our cells. Now, NMN is normally made from vitamin B3 in our body. That's what's supposed to happen. The vitamin B3 turns into nicotinamide turns into NMN, and NMN turns into NAD. So that's the process that it goes through in the body. Now, my thoughts, once I started to look into this, are that for someone like myself who's had long-standing gut issues, like this has been a long time, and obviously had a really dodgy microbiome, I've probably been deficient in B vitamins for a very long time. Now, I tried taking a B vitamin complex last year, and that made me incredibly ill. I was nauseous, I had diarrhea. Every time I ate, I had diarrhea. Everything was just going straight through me. And so I couldn't take it. And it was a good brand. It was Seeking Health, but I could not take that B vitamin. And so my thoughts are, for someone like myself whose gut has been so bad for so long, we're going to be deficient in B vitamins. So we're going to be deficient in NMN and deficient in NAD. And so even going onto the carnivore diet, if I'm deficient in those things, that may be part of the reason why these things aren't healing, because my body just hasn't got what it needs to heal this stuff. And so when I started on the NMN, everything, like, things just changing. So what I've found is that the diarrhea has stopped, okay? My gut, there was no inflammation in my gut. I was lying in bed this morning poking around, because normally I have pain when I push into my abdomen. I've had an inflamed digestive system for years. And so there's no pain. I have been feeling way calmer, like no anxiety or anything. And that's obviously because my gut, I guess, is in such a better condition right now. My sleep has improved. So when I first started on carnivore, my sleep improved, but then it had kind of gone backwards, and it just wasn't great a lot of the time. And what I've found since I've been on the NMN is that my sleep has improved, the quality has improved. I'm wanting to sleep earlier. So what I find is I sit down on the couch and I'm watching stuff on my phone, and next thing I'm asleep. And I'll sleep for a couple of hours on the couch, get up, go to bed, and then I wake earlier. But my sleep quality has been generally really good. And I've had some nights that have still been not the best, but it seems to be getting better. Last night I slept like a log until 5:30 this morning. Did not wake up at all, which is fantastic. So what else has improved? I've got more energy. So I've got more energy and just more kind of motivation, clarity, something like that. You know, I spoke about that in the last video. And I noticed that pretty quickly, that I just felt better. And so that's something that's still going, so a month later. And my blood glucose seems to be better sometimes in the mornings. So at the moment, I am not restricting what I'm eating. As I said, I'm doing a version of the GAPS diet, which is all animal products and no plants. And so I'm not really tracking my food or anything where I was before. But I've started taking my blood glucose again in the morning. And some mornings, my blood glucose is actually quite good. So, 5.2, 5.3, where before it would be, if I'd eaten what I'd eaten the night before, it would be 6.5, something like that. So that seems to be improving. And I'll be interested to see where my fasting insulin is at when I get my next test done. So maybe in about another month's time, I might go and get my insulin tested again and see where that's at. I know that some people do drop weight on NMN because it helps with metabolic issues. So this product has got me really intrigued, and I'm really happy with the results so far. Now, in my last video, I mentioned that I'd come across this website online where they had tested a whole bunch of NMN products and found that a whole lot of them had no or almost no NMN in them, which is disgusting that companies are selling products like that. So people are out there buying what they think is NMN, and it's not. And as I said earlier in the video, that's one of the things that I really liked about this company, is that they are transparent, and their products are all third-party tested and made in the USA. So, they're good quality products without any additives, because a lot of the additives in the supplements can cause gut issues and that sort of thing as well. So I really like these products, and I'm really happy with what's going on with this NMN product. Now, I've started taking their TMG as well over the last probably 4 days. TMG is something that I've tried taking in the past and it didn't seem to agree with me, so I stopped. But I kind of knew that it was something that I probably should be taking because I have this compound MTHFR gene variation. And so TMG adds more methyl groups. Now, when you're taking NMN, it can increase methylation requirements because it uses methyl as part of the conversion to NAD. So if it's upregulating that, it's using more methyl. And so that was something that I was kind of a little bit, I probably should be taking TMG. So I bit the bullet and decided to try it. I've gone slowly. I just took it every second day for a couple of days. And then I decided to take half. So I just empty half of the capsule out and have that one night and then a whole capsule the next night. And it's not causing me any problems. And I'm really happy with what's going on. So I will put a link to the particular supplements below. They will give me a small commission if you order through my link. So if you do that, I thank you for supporting my channel. I only talk about things that I actually use and that I actually really like. I will also put a link to the video that I made last week below if you want to go and check that out, because I'm talking there about the human studies and what they've been showing. But there needs to be a lot more research into NMN. There's not enough human studies, and I think there are more underway right now, but there are really no long-term human studies on it. So if you've got any comments or questions, do pop those below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Check out the links if you want to do that. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and like and share and all that stuff. I will be back to talk about NMN and the results that I'm getting are ongoing, and so keep an eye out for those as well. Okay, so thank you very much for watching and I will talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.